you've done a great job pushing back against woke. We know that. But I'm wondering what's going on with your campaign. There was a lot of optimism about you running for president earlier in the year. But here's this weekend's headline from the Politico Playbook. Failure to launch. Florida Governor Ron DeSantis' campaign to topple Donald Trump has stalled. We are way behind, says a top DeSantis PAC official, sounding the alarm. What happened?
We're stopping there for a reason, and you can probably suspect what it might be. I want to be very clear. We did not modify that in any way. Not in the audio anyway, we reorganized things. That was his actual response to critical questions of the state of his campaign. Oh. And look, is that the most important thing about a candidate? No, objectively not. Where they stand on the policy is what matters. And I will reassure all of you, he is dog duty when it comes to that too. So I'm perfectly happy to criticize him. It's that he does not have the capacity to pretend to have charisma. Like, he's obviously not gonna genuinely be charismatic or likable or human or warm or acceptable in public or anything like that. Someone that you wanna see putting, but he can't even, after months of criticism in that particular area, he cannot even fake it. To be fair, he did have more to say after whatever that laugh was. Let's take a look.
Oh, Maria, these are narratives. The media does not want me to be the nominee. I think that's very, very clear. Why? Because they know I'll beat Biden, but even more importantly, they know I will actually deliver on all these things.
Okay, so JR, I think that he is right on some of that, but not anything of consequence, or that should be of consequence to conservatives. Like when Maria Bartiromo, it's not Jeanine Pirro, Maria Bartiromo started that off. She said, "You've been great on pushing back against woke," and just said that as if it was like a full sentence, like an actual thing that an adult with half a working brain would say. But that is what he is running on. We're gonna get to some of the things that he's stressing in his campaign recently. But as much as he's having troubles in all these different areas, he really just does think that if he doubles down on hating trans people, believing the LGBTQ community should be outlawed or whatever, that's gonna help him push through. What do you make of the current state of his campaign?
I don't know how it got to this point and they really thought this is the only thing that he should do. You talked about Maria Bartiromo's question. It was the first thing I was thinking. We know you've done a great job pushing back on woke. And next sentence, but you've had a failure to launch with your campaign. It's been struggling, it's been stalling, it has been coming out of the gates. So close, you're so close. Because that first observation about how he's doing so well against woke just might be the reasons why he's stalling in his campaign and is not coming out of the blocks very well. Because what the F is that? What does that mean? Yo, you're doing so well fighting against woke. By doing what? Fighting with Disney over some land? Yeah. And then trying to point out how they have this affiliation with other folks that you're supposed to hate because we've cultivated this group of hateful voters. I'm sorry, recultivated this group of hateful voters out in the open because they've always been hateful voters, but they've been in the shadows voting in a weird kind of way to make sure they don't look like the group of hateful people that are like hateful based off of their vote. But again, your I guess kind of your namesake Donald Trump, or your baby Trump, when you came out and based your national political career off of him, and he's the one who's brought up all these hateful people. Now he thinks that's all it takes, and he's got literally nothing else. I thought that you're supposed to have the first shot, then you get the attention, then you come with some kind of substance, even if it's bad policy substance, like most Republicans do in the first place. But this is all he's got. This is it. This is it. The media doesn't want me to beat Joe Biden. That's why I'm having a problem in the primaries with other Republicans in this primary election, because the media is determining that which Republicans, since they hate Republicans, why are they choosing Donald Trump? Historically, they can't stand that guy.
They can't. They're learning to hate Ron DeSantis, though. It's not just people like us. It's not just the left that hates Ron DeSantis. A lot of Republicans are really frustrated with him.
Check out the Damage Report podcast each day, wherever you get your podcasts, whether Pocket Casts or Stitcher or iTunes. You can join me as I give you the news and stories you want, with a range of co-hosts and interview guests jumping in on the fun each day. Again, that's the Damage Report, wherever you get your podcasts. And if you get them at iTunes, don't forget to rate and review. Sometimes I'll read them live on the show.